Did one survivor just drop a clue so explosive that it could reopen one of the internet's wildest celebrity mysteries? Because for years, people whispered, speculated, and obsessed over one question that refused to disappear. Who was Cathy White really connected to, and what truth was buried with her? Now suddenly those old rumors are crawling back into daylight, louder than ever, darker than ever, and people are asking if this story was never finished at all.
No matter how much we get released, is there always going to be something that wasn't released or handled or corrected?
A lot of people think that she is Blue Ivy's biological mother. And the timelines of these two pregnancies line up perfect.
A few days go by and I'm following up with her, I'm calling her, and I can't get a hold of her. And I believe that this went on for a few days.
For a long time, the public thought they already knew every angle of this saga. They thought the gossip had peaked. They thought the theories had gone too far. But what if everyone was looking in the wrong direction the entire time? What if the loudest rumor distracted people from a much bigger secret hiding quietly in plain sight? Because when a story gets mocked too fast, sometimes that is exactly when people stop asking the most dangerous questions. The name Cathy White keeps resurfacing for a reason. Not because facts were ever fully settled, but because too many loose ends were left hanging in the air like smoke that never cleared. She was known in elite New York circles, glamorous, connected, polished, and moving through rooms most people never get near. She wasn't random. She wasn't invisible. She was in spaces where money, power, and influence casually shook hands behind velvet ropes. And whenever someone from that world suddenly becomes the center of mystery, people pay attention. She reportedly worked in PR, modeled, attended high-end events, and navigated celebrity spaces with confidence. The kind of life that looked dazzling on the surface. But sometimes the prettiest rooms hide the ugliest truths. Sometimes smiles at parties are just masks under chandeliers. And once blogs began linking her name to one of the biggest stars in entertainment, the machine of speculation exploded. Rumors spread that she was allegedly involved in a secret relationship with Jay-Z. Never proven, never confirmed. But once the internet smells a scandal, it does not wait for proof. It builds stories from glances, from appearances, from who stood next to whom in a blurry photo from 12 years ago. Suddenly, every trip, every event, every social connection became evidence in the court of public obsession. Then came the twist that changed everything. In 2011, Cathy White passed away at only 29 years old. Official reports said brain aneurysm, a tragedy, a sudden loss. But online, the reaction was immediate suspicion. Why so young? Why so sudden? Why did rumors emerge that she was allegedly about to speak to someone before she died? Once those whispers started, the narrative transformed from gossip into legend. Because death freezes people in time, it also creates silence, and silence is where conspiracies grow teeth. People began revisiting every detail. They wondered whether she knew something. They wondered whether she was being erased from a story too large to control. They wondered whether the public had only seen a polished cover page while the real chapters were locked away forever. And when the internet starts believing someone took secrets to the grave, it never stops digging. Then another layer entered the chaos, the Blue Ivy theory. Suddenly, the conversation stopped being just about alleged affairs and became something far stranger, far messier, far more emotional. People started claiming Cathy White may somehow be connected to Blue Ivy Carter's birth story. Again, no verified proof. But rumor culture does not need proof. It needs momentum.
Would consider telling her story to me on the record, which implied to me, obviously, that if she was willing to tell her story about Jay-Z, that it was indeed true that she was having an affair with him.
And momentum was everywhere. The hospital lockdown stories spread like wildfire. Reports at the time described extremely tight security surrounding Blue Ivy's birth, restricted areas, complaints from other parents, frustration inside the maternity ward. To many people, it was simple celebrity privacy, but to conspiracy spaces, it became gasoline. They asked why so much control was needed. Why such intense privacy? Why did normal explanations feel too easy for people who wanted something dramatic? That is how ordinary moments become internet mythology. A locked door becomes a cover-up. A security guard becomes a gatekeeper of secrets. A celebrity birth becomes a mystery thriller. Then came the viral baby bump clip. The moment that would be replayed endlessly, slowed down, zoomed in, debated like forensic footage. Bianca sitting down, and people insisting the bump moved strangely. To some, some meaningless fabric movement, to others the smoking gun of a staged pregnancy. One tiny visual moment became years of online obsession.
And it shut the whole hospital down. And people who had just had their babies couldn't see their babies for 20.
And that is where Cathy White's name got pulled back in harder than ever. Some claimed she was carrying a child. Some said surrogate. Some said complications. Some said a newborn was secretly rushed somewhere after her death. The stories multiplied because no one could prove them, and no one could fully kill them. Contradiction became fuel. Lack of evidence became evidence itself. This is how modern myths survive, not by being true, by being unresolved. Every denial created new believers. Every silence sounded suspicious. Every legal pushback was framed as panic. Every coincidence was treated like design. The more impossible it sounded, the more some people leaned in. And while millions watched headlines, comment sections were doing detective work with half facts and full confidence. Screenshots, timelines, side-by-side photos, expressions analyzed like coded messages. Nothing was too small to become a clue. But ask yourself this: if there was nothing there, why has the story refused to die for so many years? Is it because people crave scandal, or because sometimes powerful names create shadows so large that even nonsense starts to look believable? Either way, the Cathy White mystery was no longer just about one woman. It had become a symbol of secrecy, of celebrity control, of what people think money can hide. And now, with fresh whispers tied to survivors and sealed circles of power, the internet believes the old fire may be starting again. What if the biggest lie was not the rumor itself, but where the rumor pointed? Once that kind of suspicion enters the public mind, it never stays contained. It spreads into music, interviews, friendships, business deals, old footage, forgotten quotes, and every emotional moment people can find. Suddenly, nothing is random anymore. Every tear is symbolic. Every lyric is a confession. Every silence is strategy. That is exactly what happened next, because the internet did what it always does when a mystery starts fading. It dug deeper and made the story even bigger.
I'm good. It's a beautiful baby bump. No wonder Beyonce is blooming. This really is Destiny's Child. First of all, congratulations.
Thanks. Then the spotlight moved toward Bianca's music, especially moments where listeners believed they heard coded pain, regret, revenge, or hidden truths buried beneath polished production. Some fans said certain songs sounded too emotional to be fiction. Others said performances where she appeared overwhelmed on stage meant there was something heavier behind the scenes. That is the danger of fame. Once people decide you are hiding something, even your art becomes cross-examined. A voice crack becomes guilt. A tear becomes evidence. A dramatic lyric becomes testimony. And then came the voices from outside the palace walls. Commentators, former insiders, controversial personalities, people with platforms and nothing to lose. Some openly suggested Cathy White's death was not as simple as the public had been told. Some hinted powerful people were involved. Some implied names everyone already suspected. None of it verified. None of it proven. But when allegations are dramatic enough, they travel faster than facts ever could.
Oh my God!
That is why these rumors kept surviving every attempt to bury them, because speculation feeds on emotion, not evidence. And emotion was everywhere. Anger, curiosity, distrust, fascination. People wanted villains. They wanted secrets. They wanted a story big enough to match the names attached to it. But then reality pushed back. Legal teams reportedly stepped in more than once to challenge false claims and demand corrections. Public apologies were issued after accusations were described as baseless. Officially, that should have ended everything. In a normal world, corrections calm chaos. In internet culture, corrections sometimes inflame it. Because believers ask why lawyers move so quickly. Skeptics ask why people lied in the first place. Nobody leaves satisfied. The argument simply mutates. Then another door opened, the connection game. Once a celebrity is placed inside one suspicious narrative, people start linking them to every controversial figure nearby. Jay-Z's past business dealings, old industry chemistry, friendships, photographs, events, handshakes, public appearances, all dragged into the same storm. One name led to another led to another. Soon people were building giant webs of association where everyone powerful knew everyone dangerous. Harvey Weinstein's name was brought into discussions because of prior professional links and public moments. That alone was enough for many online observers to start constructing deeper stories. Not facts, stories. Because in conspiracy culture, proximity is often treated as guilt. A business partnership becomes loyalty. A shared event becomes complicity. A public defense becomes proof of private secrets. And then the Epstein angle arrived like gasoline thrown on to hot coals. The moment any powerful celebrity gets mentioned anywhere near Epstein-related discourse, the internet reacts with instant frenzy. People assume hidden guest lists, unseen footage, sealed records, untold testimonies, secret parties, unreleased files. They imagine vast networks operating in darkness while ordinary people only glimpse the edges. Whether grounded or not, that imagination is incredibly powerful. So when whispers began that survivors or witnesses may know more about certain famous names, the Cathy White story suddenly felt alive again to those who never let it go. They began asking whether her name was one forgotten piece of a much larger machine. They asked whether files still unseen could connect dots the public only guessed at. They asked whether the truth was delayed, not denied. And this is where the tension sharpens. Because there are really two competing realities here. In one reality, this is classic internet chaos, old gossip stitched together with unrelated scandals, emotional assumptions, recycled clips, and celebrity resentment. In the other reality, powerful people often do hide uncomfortable truths, and the public has learned not to dismiss everything too quickly. That conflict is exactly why these stories become unstoppable. People remember real scandals that were once called crazy rumors. They also remember fake scandals that wasted years of outrage. So now no one knows what to trust. Doubt lives everywhere. Then the central question returns like thunder. If Blue Ivy was never connected to Cathy White at all, then why did Cathy White's name become permanently tied to that conversation? Was it random internet cruelty? Was it a distraction from something else? Was it because one unresolved death collided with one overexposed celebrity birth at the perfect moment for rumor culture to explode? Or is there another chapter no one has seen? Some online voices insist there was a surrogate arrangement. Others insist there was only malicious gossip. Others believe a hidden child exists under another identity, protected by wealth and influence. Others think the entire saga is fiction built from grief and obsession. Every theory has followers. Every denial has doubters. And through all of it, one person remains at the center without being able to answer: Cathy White herself. That may be why this story never rests. The key figure is gone. The loudest names deny everything. The internet trusts no one. So the mystery regenerates endlessly. Years pass. New scandals happen. Old names resurface. Fresh whispers emerge. Suddenly people remember unfinished stories and ask if they ended too soon. Now the public watches for one thing: a crack in the wall, a document, a testimony, a leaked message, a credible witness. Anything that shifts this from gossip into certainty. Until then, the story remains suspended between fantasy and possibility, which is the most addictive place any scandal can live. And maybe that is the real secret here. Not whether the rumors are true, but why millions still need them to be. Because when fame looks too perfect, people search for fractures. When power looks untouchable, people imagine what it hides. When silence lasts too long, people fill it with noise. So tonight the same question lingers heavier than ever. Was Cathy White merely pulled into internet madness? Or was she the missing name in a story still being covered up? Somewhere between denial and obsession, the answer may still be waiting.